In feudal Japan, a cat killed its owner and took her place. For months, no one knew the princess beloved was actually a shape-shifting demon. This is the legend of the vampire cat. Imagine discovering that the person you've been living with for months isn't actually human. They look like your loved one. They sound like them. But underneath, there's something else entirely. In 1602, in the Nabéshima province of Japan, this nightmare became reality, or so the legend goes. A prince's favorite concubine was murdered and replaced by a demon cat that had killed her. The creature drank the prince's blood every night, slowly draining his life force while perfectly impersonating the woman he loved. This is one of Japan's most famous ghost stories, and whether you believe in supernatural creatures or not, the tale has haunted Japanese culture for over 400 years. This is the legend of the vampire cat of Nabeshima. The story takes place in Hizen Province during the early 1600s. In the castle of the Nabeshima clan, a powerful samurai family. Prince Nabeshima was young, handsome, and wealthy. Among his many attendants, he had a favorite concubine named O-Toyo. She was beautiful, graceful, and the prince adored her above all others. O-Toyo lived in luxury within the castle walls. She had her own chambers, servants, and the prince's complete devotion. But she also had a pet, a large, black cat that followed her everywhere. In Japanese folklore, cats hold a special place. They're seen as mysterious creatures, capable of supernatural powers. In particular, Bakeneko monster cats were believed to have the ability to shapeshift, speak human languages, and even possess the dead. O-Toyo's cat seemed like any other pet, affectionate, loyal, always by her side. Until one night, when everything changed. Late one evening, O-Toyo retired to her chambers as usual. Her servants left her for the night. The castle fell silent. But O-Toyo was not alone. Her cat crept into the room. Its eyes gleamed in the darkness. It approached her bedside, watching her sleep. Then it attacked. According to the legend, the cat leapt onto O-Toyo's chest and clamped its jaws around her throat, strangling her. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. She struggled, but the creature was impossibly strong. Within minutes, O-Toyo was dead. The cat then did something even more horrifying. It began to consume her body, piece by piece, drinking her blood and devouring her flesh. But the creature didn't stop there. Using its supernatural powers, the cat buried what remained of O-Toyo's body beneath the floorboards of the chamber. Then, it transformed. Its fur receded, its body stretched and shifted. Within moments, the cat had taken on O-Toyo's exact appearance. The demon now wore her face, her voice, and her mannerisms perfectly. When morning came, the servants found O-Toyo awake and well. No one suspected anything. For weeks, the creature lived as O-Toyo. It spoke like her, moved like her, even mimicked her personality. But something was wrong with Prince Nabeshima. He began to grow weak, pale, exhausted. Every morning, he woke feeling drained, as though he hadn't slept at all. His advisors grew concerned. They consulted doctors, but no illness could be found. The prince simply seemed to be wasting away. What they didn't know was that every night, after the prince fell asleep, the creature revealed its true form. It would creep to his bedside, transform back into the monstrous cat, and drink his blood. The prince would wake with no memory of the attacks, only a growing sense of dread and exhaustion. His guards tried to stay awake to watch over him, but every night, an overwhelming drowsiness would overtake them. No matter how hard they fought it, they would fall into a deep, unnatural sleep. The demon cat was using its powers to ensure no one would witness the truth. As the weeks passed, the prince grew sicker. His strength faded. His advisors feared he was dying, but they had no idea what was killing him. One night, a young samurai named Itasirda volunteered to guard the prince. He was loyal, brave, and determined to discover the source of the prince's mysterious illness. But Ita knew about the strange drowsiness that overcame the other guards. He suspected supernatural forces were at play, so he came prepared. As he stood guard outside the prince's chamber, Ita felt the drowsiness creeping over him. His eyelids grew heavy, his body begged for sleep. But Ita had brought a small knife. He stabbed it into his own thigh, using the pain to keep himself awake. Blood dripped down his leg, but he remained conscious. And then he saw it. The chamber door slid open. Out stepped O-Toyo, but her movements were wrong, unnatural. Her eyes gleamed like an animal's in the dark. Ita watched as she entered the prince's room. He crept closer and peered through a crack in the door. What he saw horrified him. O-Toyo stood over the sleeping prince. Her body began to shift and contort. Her face twisted. Her fingers became claws. Within moments, she had transformed into a massive black cat with glowing eyes. The creature bent down and sank its fangs into the prince's neck, drinking his blood. It drew his sword and burst into the room. The cat hissed and fled, leaping through the window and disappearing into the night. It rushed to the prince's side and woke him, explaining everything he had witnessed. The prince was horrified. The woman he had loved for months was a demon. The real O-Toyo had been dead all along. The castle erupted into chaos. Guards searched for the creature, but it had vanished into the wilderness. They found O-Toyo's remains buried beneath the floorboards of her chamber, confirming the terrible truth. For days, search parties scoured the mountains and forests surrounding the castle. The demon cat had to be found and destroyed. Finally, deep in the mountains, they cornered the creature in a cave. It fought viciously, its supernatural strength making it nearly impossible to kill. But the samurai persisted. Arrows were fired, swords struck. The creature was wounded again and again. Finally, the Bakeneko collapsed. Its body shifted one last time, reverting to the form of a massive, blood-stained cat. It was burned, and its ashes scattered to prevent it from ever returning. Prince Nabeshima recovered slowly, but he never forgot the woman he had loved or the monster that had taken her place. The story of the vampire cat of Nabeshima became one of Japan's most famous yokai tale stories of supernatural creatures from folklore. Some believe it's entirely fictional, a cautionary tale about deception and the dangers of trusting appearances. Others point to historical records mentioning strange events at Nabeshima Castle. Though details are vague and embellished over time, the legend has been riddled in countless forms: kabuki plays, woodblock prints, books, films, and anime. It remains one of the most enduring stories in Japanese culture, and in Japan, even today, some people believe that cats, especially black ones, possess mysterious powers. The legend of the Bakeneko lives on. The vampire cat of Nabeshima is a story about deception, transformation, and the unknown. Whether it's based on real events or pure folklore, it has captivated audiences for over 400 years. What do you think? Could a demon cat really impersonate a human? Or is this just an old ghost story? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more animal mysteries and folklore, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and maybe keep an eye on your cat tonight.